Hi guys, welcome to the channel. So today we're going to be making homemade Christmas mince pies. I'm going to be showing you how to make your own mincemeat first that you can preserve for the future use, and then we're going to be making the pastry, and then of course in the end we're going to be combining this together and making our lovely mince pies. You'll be surprised in the texture and the flavor difference of the homemade pies. It is literally night and day comparison to the ones you buy in the shop. And the best thing of all, of course, that this only contains few ingredients versus the one you buy in the shop that some of contain 40 plus ingredients, which is totally unnecessary. So it is very straightforward with a little bit of the forward planning, but the recipe consists of a few steps. First of all, we're going to be combining our mincemeat mixture together, and we're going to let it sit for a little while so the berries infuse the juices and basically just plump up a little bit. And then we're going to be making the pastry. We're going to let the pastry rest, and then we're going to be cooking the mincemeat, letting that cool, and then we'll combine that together into the mince pies. So guys, without further ado, let's get on with the recipe. So we're going to start with the mincemeat, okay? And this recipe is for 9 average size mince pies, not with the full lids, but with a little decoration on the top. This is how I like it. So we will require altogether 300 grams of the mixed fruit. You can make this to fit your family, whatever your family likes, but I've got here 100 grams of raisins or sultanas. I've got 100 grams of currants. I've got 50 grams of cranberries, and do be careful and check the labels because a lot of the berries or cranberries actually contain some unnecessary oils as an ingredient, so do check the labels. And I've got some mixed peel, 50 grams as well. So I'm going to quickly just give that a little bit of mixture. Okay, right, we do have 80 grams of sugar, but we will be adding this on when we cook the berries later on. So here I've got 1 teaspoon of allspice and 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. Again, you can adjust this to your preference. Give that mix up. It smells lovely already. Right, and now here I've got a juice of a very large lemon. It's approximately 30 milliliters. I'm avoiding totally the fake lemon juice because I've seen what happens to it after it's sat in the cupboard for a while. It is really, really not good. And I've got the amount of the orange juice, freshly squeezed. I'm not adding on the zest because there is a lot of chemicals in the zest that don't wash off, so I'm avoiding this at all cost. So give it a mix together. You'll be surprised, okay, how much more flavor and freshness you get from your own mincemeat mixture. I found, and I tried a few of them that in the jars, and generally in the mince pies that you buy, they're very sickly, they're very sweet. They don't really have much flavor apart from just sugar, dark, just not very nice. I found this works really, really well. Right, so, and now, of course it's optional, but it's a little glug of brandy. Forgot for a second. So give that all mixed together. So basically the idea is, okay, you coat your berries or the fruit with the mixture, okay, and you put this aside and you come back and you leave it for approximately, well, you can leave this overnight if you wanted to, but generally an hour to 2 hours will do fine. Just come back and mix them up a little bit. Make sure that those berries and fruits will soak in all their liquid in there. They'll plump up a little bit more, and then by the time we come to cook them, they'll plump up even more after we be adding on sugar and cooking them. But generally that's that, okay, that's our base for the mincemeat is done. So we'll put this aside and let's now get on with the pastry. So now the pastry time. You can make the pastry by hand or you can use a blender just to give you a helping hand a little bit. This is what I'm going to be using. But basically for our 9 mince pies, we'll require 375 grams of pastry. So for that, I do have 250 grams of unbleached, unfortified white flour, and I've got 125 grams of organic grams butter. The idea is that butter should be as cold as possible to make sure that the pastry works for us really, really well. And then I've got here approximately 2 to 4 tablespoons of water just to help us to mix things together. So let's do that. Right, let's get this off. If you do this by hand, you just rub your butter and the flour together until crumbs, and then you knead this a little bit and then let it rest, but we're using that. So let's chuck those in there. You can add or add sugar if you want to do the pastry, but not really fast on that. Right, flour. All right. Get it on yourself is mandatory. Right, I'm gonna just add on a teeny weeny bit of water. Okay, and right, let's get that mixed together. Okay, right, let's mix. Have a look at it, and if it does require a little bit more water, which it does in my instance, just add on a little bit more. Okay, right. We're getting there. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to get this out. I'm going to put this in a bowl. And then we're going to rub it by hand now. Okay, right. I've got the bowl here. Right, time to get some dirty hands. So this is really what you're meant to be doing. Just rubbing this together. Your hands ideally should be cold as well. We don't want to melt the butter. But you can see, right, it's coming to the stage. It's still early, but you can see it's starting to combine together. Okay, just going to add on a little bit more water. Okay, once you see it started to combine, okay, into the pastry, we're almost there. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to clean this all up, clean my hands, okay, and then we're going to proceed to the next step. So there we are. My hands are cleaned. Everything's a little bit tidier. So you can see here, okay, the pastry is done. It's starting to get a little bit sticky because it is a little bit warm now. So let's get some of the cling film out. Okay. Put the pastry up. Squash it down a bit. Wrap it as tight as you can. We don't want any air getting in there because they'll make the pastry dry. This is not what we want. Okay. Here we go. It's pretty much very similar to the way, not say pizza dough behaves, but similar, just a bit wetter. Right. Okay, now it's covered. So now all we're going to do, we're going to put this in the fridge and we're going to let it rest. You can let it rest as long as you really need to be fair. Generally, I put it in the fridge, leave it alone until the berries are done and obviously everything is ready to go ahead. So I'm going to put it in the fridge now. I'm going to let those berries plump up and I see when they're plump and ready to be cooked. So the berries now soaked in all of the liquid and the juice and plumped up a little bit. So that indicates to me that we're ready to cook them. So let's do it. Okay, so this is what a fruit looks like. Okay, they're not totally plump, but they soaked in everything we had, so that's okay. So let's get them into the saucepan. And it smells amazing. It just smells like Christmas. It's the citrusy flavors and obviously the juice that makes that huge difference. Right, so they're in there. Now, right, there goes our sugar. I'm using the brown sugar. It just gives that a little bit of a nicer flavor, I find anyway. Okay, just give it a mix up. Of course, you can add more sugar if you wanted to. For me, this is a perfect combination. Right, put it on. Let's swap this now. The wooden one. Okay, and we're basically going to be cooking them on a gentle heat for approximately 10 minutes until the sugar is melted. They're combined, but they're not too thickly and stuck together. I still like them loose and crumbly, which makes, again, a huge difference when you come to eat your pie. So, yeah, so let them cook. Right, so our mincemeat is now done. So if I just turn this off now, you can see, all right, that the fruits all plumped up. They kind of congealed a bit better together. Don't worry about the liquid sugar at the bottom. It all just hardens off and it becomes like a sort of slightly gloopy. This is the idea. But nonetheless, right, this is all ready. So now heating is off and we're just going to let it sit there and cool off before putting it into the pastry. So now the most exciting part, it is assembling our pies. Our mincemeat is now cooled down, pastry is ready, and we're basically ready to go. So one thing, okay, I've got my tray here and I'm just going to butter it. And I'm going to do this like my grandma used to do. You just take your butter in a packet and then just go a little bit around. Okay. And just take your finger and then just Spread this around. It just helps it a little bit. Give the pastry a little bit of colour as well. Okay. Right, so we're done. Right, let's get this out. So here we go. So don't forget, we're making 9, give or take. Right, pastry. The whole idea of cooling the pastry, that it makes it easy for us to work with, and it doesn't shrink so much in the oven. Although it still happens. It still happens now and then. It does shrink. So let's hope not today. Right. Okay. A little bit of flour on the surface. We're trying to work as quick as possible because it'll become really sticky again. Okay. A bit of flour. You can feel it. It's totally different. It's hardened off. Obviously the batter settled. So right, rolling pin, and let's roll it out. Okay. We're looking at something that's really few millimeters thick or thin, so that should do it. Right, I should be able to see light through it. I like to have a look as well this way just to make sure it's kind of rolled out fairly evenly. But that should be more than enough. Okay, so we're making 9 and a little bit for the top. So how I normally look to, depending on the size that you're making, I just position your little cookie cutter, and it should just be just slightly a bit wider than your cutout for your Yorkshire pudding in this instance, or the pie. Anyway, that. Position it there, just a bit bigger, you're good to go. So now, cut them out. Okay. So you see you've got little circles, and just position them gently in. Be very gentle. Do not try to stretch it because you will tear it. We don't want that. Okay, so you see we've got 3 in here. Let's do the rest. And 3. Okay, so there we are. This is now ready. So next thing, okay, is we're going to get our mincemeat in those pies. So if I just move that a little bit out of the way, because what we'll need to do, we're going to be cutting the tops as well, but we'll do that in a minute. So let's fill the casings. Right, so let's get them out. Okay, you can see it's all there. So I've been trying to use the ice cream scooper. Sometimes it works well because you get the options, but sometimes they let me down. So let's try that. Here we go. There. We're going to go over that with a spoon afterwards, just to make sure that we push that down. That looks so good. Okay, okay. Right, so let's push them in. Right. So I'm just going to top it up a little bit more. Right, okay guys. So they all now filled. Okay, I've made myself extra, 50 gram extra, because I know somebody likes to snack on it when they cook. So anyway, so that's that. And next one is we're doing the lids for that. Again, you can do really what you want, but I normally get my little one to cut out different shapes. She likes stars. You can use cookie cutter. Again, I just find them, see, they're a bit harder to come out, but it just makes them a little bit nicer. You could put the topping on top, like all together, like little lid, as a whole lid, but as I said, I prefer them without. But they just look so pretty. See if I just do circles a bit quicker. And also the design, when I make ones with slightly more alcohol in them, the whole idea, when you put a different design to it, you could sort of distinguish the difference between which ones have alcohol and which ones don't. Okay, so there we are. This is what we have now. And now they go in the preheated oven, 180 degrees Celsius for 12 to 15 minutes. Voila! our little pies are ready. Next step, I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of the icing sugar on them just to make them look just that much, oh, a bit too much, but just that little bit prettier, okay? Can't do this with the left hand. Let me just do that. A bit daft. Never mind, just a little bit. Here we go. I like to put it on them when they are still a little bit warm, just to me helps them melt a bit. I don't know, personal preference really. Okay, but they do look lovely. My little one thinks this is snow. She absolutely loves it. Of course, you don't have to put it on them. Here we go. Right, let's put it here. So there we are. Now they are snowy pies. Right, let's get them out, and we'll put them on our little tray. They come out of the mold really, really easily. You can see, obviously, the pastry is cooked. It's browned off. You could have put stuff on the top, like an egg wash or a little bit more butter on the top. That's absolutely fine. It's personal choice. I don't feel the need to play with the colour. I find a lot of times in the shop-bought pastry, there's a lot of oils and colourings, additives that we don't want. Makes the pastry sort of weird orangey colour. You could add on an egg to the pastry as well. But I just don't feel the need for that. It's a personal choice and it gives us perfect results anyway. So it's a funny thing is about, see those little pies, right? They are not perfectly shaped. They're not all identical, but it's fine by me because they're homemade and I know exactly what's in them. And they're going to taste 1,000 times better than what you get in the supermarket. So let's put that aside. And there we are. Look at those little guys. So now let's of course give one a try. That should be cool enough. There, yeah, superbly perfect. I've been making those pies for quite a while. And there's something about them, in my opinion, guys, is the pastry, the short crust pastry you make at home, it's got a totally different texture. It falls apart better. You still get the little crunchy outer in a different way, and it's slightly bit softer on the inside. And having the filling, it's not all congeals together. You can see raisins and bits can fall out, but this is fine. This is natural. They're not full of sugar. You know, they're just not really full of anything else, but it's just really, really nice. Freshness of the lemon, obviously a little bit of sugar, and natural freshness and taste of all of the different berries. It is absolutely perfect. So there we are. To me, this is one of the best recipes ever. Anyway, guys, I do hope you have enjoyed this recipe. Do please give this a go, and of course, comment your thoughts down below. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, thumbs up, subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.